please, allow me to show you something.
With 12 boards of our 28-board series played, we have a new set of partnerships for the next 4 hands. Before we join the players, though, let's check on the current rankings. Marion and Jerry are joint leaders with 16 points, followed by Bertie and Zia on 14 each. Andrew and Cecilia both have 10 points, and Dennis and David are trailing with 8. The tail enders are partners now, so it should be entertaining to see what actions they might take to make up ground.
Game all. Ooh, that looks like an interesting board. So North has nothing to do. He passes. East opens 3 hearts, which is a preemptive bid showing long hearts and not that many points. Although at these colors it has to be pretty solid. 4 no trumps asking for aces. West has a massive hand with a heart fed, a lot of aces himself. So he's definitely interested in betting a slam. David, are you happy with 3 hearts, or would you bid?
Sure, this vulnerability in second position, you need a pretty solid hand. Really weak preempts are reserved to when you're not vulnerable, and maybe in first position when you've got 2 opponents that you might stitch up and only 1 partner. 4 no trump is like keycard Blackwood that people play, so the 5 diamond response shows 1 key card where the king of trumps, which is hearts, counts as like an ace. 5 spades is a sort of, have you got anything else partner, and 5 no trump is maybe a bit extra. If he had a king, he would show it, but 5 no trump is not...
I've got something extra, but not a king.
Absolutely, not the worst hand I could have for 3 hearts.
That's a nice bid.
He's maybe trying to show the queen of clubs, and he's got bits and pieces. He's got the queen
he
of
does have
clubs and a couple of jacks.
Kings.
Oh yeah, he's got some extras. And 5 no trump is intended to describe that kind of hand. Not bad enough to sign off in 6 hearts, but nothing specific to show he can't cubit the king of clubs or the king of diamonds. 6 clubs is one last try.
Probably showing values in clubs. That's where his source of tricks is, maybe? That sounds about right. So David can evaluate his hand accordingly. So if Dennis is... So we have David Gold East and Dennis Builder West. So he can evaluate his hand if a source of tricks in clubs is good enough for the hand.
That sort of thing, yeah. I mean, 6 clubs.
It's an obvious Grand Slam try.
Should be like the ace king of clubs. He could bid 6 diamonds. If that was what he had some choices. And so the queen of clubs is a good card, and maybe David Gold will figure that and bid 7 hearts, because...
Yeah, queen of clubs is a very good card because it helps set up a club suit.
That's right. I mean, you need a 13th trick. The player's got 7 hard tricks, ace of spades, 8, ace king queen of clubs, 11, ace of diamonds, 12. In 7 hearts, he'll be able to ruff the 4th round of clubs and establish the 5th round of clubs for his 13th trick.
As long as clubs are 4-3, you're
yeah, you need clubs to be 4-3, or you can fall back on the spade finesse if they didn't lead a spade to trick 1. 7 hearts, okay,
also,
good.
any sort of nice holding like Jack Doubleton, 10 Doubleton, Jack 10 in clubs would...
Jack 10 would do.
Jack 10 would
Jack
do.
10 third or Jack 10 Doubleton. Yep, absolutely. So it's bid 7 hearts and it's all... Oh, no, it's not all over. They think it's all over. It's not.
Well, 7 hearts is the place you want to be in.
There's still some people on the pitch. Dennis is wondering whether to convert to 7 no trump. The only reason he's wondering that is that at this form of scoring, you need to outscore the result at the other table. And if they make 7 hearts for 2,210 points, and you make 7 no trump for 2,220 points, you win the board and get 2 match points, as they're called, for doing that. So Dennis maybe, well, the only thing he can be thinking of is bidding 7 no trumps. He's not thinking of bidding 7 spades or anything cookie. I mean, 7 no trump is better than a 50-50 contract, but 7 hearts is
Basically
very good. It needs the
there,
clubs to
yeah.
come in or the spade finesse if they don't lead a spade. If they do lead a spade, you'd have to go up with the ace and play for the clubs to break. In any other kind of bridge, Dennis Builder would have passed 7 hearts like a flash because he knows full well that there must be some extra chance of setting up a long club by roughing in 7 hearts, which would not exist in 7 no trump.
Oh, here we go.
Gold will be...
A little bit disappointed.
Well, he'll be happy at the moment because he's putting down a really good hand if his partner's got his bid. Queen of clubs, look, that must be enough. That must be a brilliant card. You must have ace,
a
king, jack,
massive
4th or
hand.
ace, king, jack, 5th.
Even Jack 10 third of diamonds, just in case that helps.
Yeah, you need some other extras. I've got those and the jack of spades, and my hearts are rock solid. How can this be going down? You're going to find out in a little
He's going to
while.
find out in a minute.
Declare can...
There's still hope.
Yeah, you can win
It's
the
not a
heart with the ace.
completely no-play contract.
Play a club to the queen. Come back to the hand with the ace of diamonds. Cash the ace, king of
Case.
clubs in case. Jack 10 full and his clubs are all good.
Cross back to the heart, cash all the hearts, and take spade finesse.
Lose the spade finesse.
Yeah,
It
unfortunate.
was all going so well.
There's still hope until the last 2 cards.
North, on the other hand, has an interesting decision. North could get super greedy. If North knows what the hand's about, he can come down to the singleton king of spades and a diamond winner and beat 7 no trump 2 tricks. Be interesting to see whether he...
Oh, that's too greedy. That's too greedy for me.
Who knows? I mean, he knows what the hand is. Declarer's play is telegraphing what the situation is.
If he does it quickly enough.
Yeah, if Robson does something quickly enough.
Oh, then it's
maybe,
definitely right.
maybe not so much. Ace of diamonds. Okay, jack of diamonds to the ace. Well, that wasn't the finesse. Ace of clubs. Anybody got the jack or the 10?
Let's hope. Nope. Bad news.
King of clubs.
Now he'll cross back to the
He'll pitch a
heart.
spade and run the hearts and come down to ace, queen of spades as his last 2 cards. And if North keeps the singleton king of spades and the queen of diamonds, say, he'll beat the contract too. As long as South...
pretty sure, seeing that 7 diamonds is 7 hearts is making, I'm pretty sure he'll settle for 7 no 1 off. Not being greedy for 2 off.
We'll see. I'm inclined to agree with you, I have to say. It's a little bit cuckoo to
It's always fun to see these things.
come down to the singleton king of spades and have declarer
A little bit
accidentally
of-
drop it.
Gloating rights at the table when you do it.
South has the king of diamonds, so she's no need to hang on to
Anything
diamonds.
else?
She mustn't throw all her spades, otherwise this possibility just isn't going to exist.
Yeah, it
She has to
doesn't
keep
look
the
like
jack
there's-
of clubs, but she can come down to yes. I see. If she throws all her spades away, the possibility is going to vanish.
Yeah, but
And
there's no real.
But I mean, there's absolutely no reason for her to keep. She has to keep a club. Now she has thrown all her spades away. Understandable. She had to keep a club, and she had to keep the king of diamonds.
Yeah.
Down 1. Sorry, partner. Unlucky.
Oh, unlucky.
Terrible shame.
So that particular attempt to make up some ground in the rankings may well have the opposite effect if Zia and Bertie, who are east-west on the other table, are a little more cautious. Their opponents are the joint leaders, Marion and Jerry.
So, the first board, very interesting. If we remember, the other table bid their way all the way to 7 no trumps, which was unfortunately unsuccessful. Let's see what happens at this table. 3 hearts from Bertie. Looks like a very solid 3 heart bid.
Yeah, again, you could open 1. I mean, strictly speaking, you've got 10 points, but those queens and jacks aren't much. The whole thing is about the heart seat, and second in hand and vulnerable preempts tend to be pretty much classical. King, queen, jack to 7 and some bits and pieces is about right. 5 no trumps. Golly, I haven't seen that
So,
bid.
what does 5 no trump ask?
I haven't seen that bid in centuries. Nowadays, 5 no trumps asks partner to do the wrong thing at the 6 level, but this 5 no trumps is what's known as the Grand Slam Force, sometimes called Josephine, after Josephine Culbertson, who had some part in inventing it about 80 years ago. What it does is it says to partner, we've got everything, except I don't know how good your heart suit is.
Here we go.
If you've got one of the top cards in it, ace, king or queen, sign off in 6. If you've got 2, you can bid 7. And Andrew Black has king, queen, jack, 10, so that's 2 top honours and some subsidiary honours as well. So he has no hesitation in bidding 7 hearts, and Zia defiantly passed it. I'm not going to bid 7, no trumps.
That was a nice and easy auction.
Absolutely. It was pretty much more complicated at the other table. And
How to get to a Grand Slam in 2 steps.
Yes, nice refreshing bidding, as I say.
It's nice to see bidding like this.
Absolutely.
These days, these auctions to Grand Slams take about 45 minutes and take up all the space using all the bids in the bidding box.
Yep, 3 hearts, 5 no trumps, 7 hearts. That's bridge. You're still going to make it, of course. You can count 12 top tricks, 7 in hearts, 3 in clubs, and the ace of spades and the ace of diamonds. They let a diamond away from the king against a Grand Slam. That's pretty aggressive. They breed them tough in Bulgaria, where Jerry Stamatov comes from. So declarer's technical lead, probably best to play a low heart to his hand just to draw 1 trump, cash the queen of clubs, go to the ace of hearts.
And rough out the clubs.
And rough out the clubs. He probably needs to cash a high one first and then rough a low one. That way he'll find out that the suit is 4-3 and he doesn't need the spade finesse. He can't afford to rush his fences by just roughing a club and hoping to go to the ace of spades and run the clubs. He's going to need to check on that position first. So he knows there's a trump outstanding, but he knows that North has it. If he cashes the ace of clubs, his real fear will be that North roughs it, but that would be an incredibly unlucky club break. If he roughs a club, he'll make as the cards are. No, well done, that's the right play. Yeah. Ace of clubs, rough a club, and then he'll discover that the suit's 4-3 and he can effectively claim. He'll make 4 club tricks, his 7 trumps and dummies 2 aces for 2,210, which is 2,310 more than they scored at the other table, for minus 107 no trump. But on a different day, the king of spades could have been in the south hand and 7 no trump could have been the winning bid. So it was a gamble.
A gamble indeed, but one that didn't pay off for Dennis today. Despite the huge difference in the scores, plus 100 compared with minus 2,210, that victory for North-South at Table 1 gains Andrew and Cecilia the same 2 points as any other victory, and likewise for Zia and Bertie, who bid the successful Grand Slam. Back to Table 1 now, where we'll see whether Dennis's youthful enthusiasm has been diminished by that unfortunate outcome.
Board 14, Laval, East first in hand. Do you fancy a 3 club bid on this?
Maybe after the last board he wants to punish his partner or something rotten. No, he disciplined
just a very disciplined pass.
Never let your emotions get the better of you.
I want to show my partner I have very good holding in diamonds, just to help him with the leads. So I can open 1 diamond, but I'm steaming a little bit. I'm doing bad. I just had a bad board. Okay, let's mix it up a little. Let's open 2 diamonds weak, even though I have only 4. I am in 3rd seed. I'm white. It can't be that bad.
Weak 2 in diamonds, showing usually a 6-card diamond suit and a weak hand. Well, he definitely is weak.
I suppose he's got 2/3 of it, given that he's only got 4 diamonds instead of 6.
Well, and 4 good diamonds.
In diamonds, the most likely number of tricks we make is about 7.5. We probably make 8 tricks a lot of the time, losing 2 spades, a heart, 2 clubs, something like that. So it's not really sound to bid 5 diamonds because that's 500 against their game. But 5 diamonds has got ways to win. They might do the wrong thing. They might take the push and bid 5. They might overbid. I decided to make a bit of an overbid here for 5 diamonds. I should really only bid 4 diamonds to put some pressure on, but I bid 5 diamonds.
I'll take my comment back about it can't be that bad. It looks pretty bad now.
East hand improves massively on the bidding.
It doesn't improve that massively on the actual West hand.
Oh, well.
But on the bidding, it's hard to blame him. West's going to double again, and North, well, if North takes this up to 5 spades and get raised to 6, she'll make it. But maybe a better way to make a living is to think that she's got 4 trumps and pass out 5 diamonds doubled, which could easily go for more than a slam. A slam in either major can be made and would score 980 points for North-South, but 5 diamonds doubled. If the defense leads trumps and keeps leading trumps, it's hard to see Declarer taking more than about 6 tricks. South will know pretty much at the end of trick 1 what the diamond position is. But North won't, and North's the guy who's going to get in a million times and have to do stuff.
And he can't keep playing diamonds.
And he hasn't got a bunch of trumps. If she passes, which she has done, 5 down is minus 1100, which is more than a slam for North-South. 4 down is minus 800, 3 down minus 500, more than game, less than slam. The final contract will not be 5 diamonds doubled at the other table. Robson did lead a trump, of course. When the opponents bid like this, it's because they hope to rough a few things. So leading trumps against sacrifices is pretty well what top players always do.
Here I am playing 5 diamonds, and it doesn't look good at all. I have 2 spade losers, a heart loser, 2 club losers, at least. There's 5 losers, that's already too many. And I have no tricks at all. So I gotta start working on the clubs, and he probably has most of the points. So let's see what happens if I play a low club.
If I go up with the king and my partner's got the expected Jack-10 doubleton, then I am sort of setting up the clubs. What Declarer can potentially do, assuming Declarer's got 5 or 6 diamonds, Declarer can lead the queen of clubs from the dummy, and if my partner has the Jack-10 doubleton holding, partner's other club is going to be pinned, and the 9-8 and the other clubs in the dummy are going to be established. So I think about ducking, but that's a bit silly, really, because Declarer can win the queen, ruff a club, and potentially establish the clubs that way.
So he took the king of clubs, saw his partner dropping the 10, which now he knows the club position. Remember, if Cecilia had Jack-10, she would always drop the jack. Just try to help.
The thing is, what he might be worried about is that if Declarer's got 5 diamonds, he can easily just establish the clubs if Robson doesn't do something about that. So if he leads a club to give his partner a ruff, Declarer can suddenly save a lot of tricks, and instead of going 5 off, he might be able to get out for 3 down. King of spades, let's see what happens. What the defense mustn't allow is the establishment of clubs while Declarer retains control of the trumps. If they play, say, spade, Declarer can ruff in the dummy, play a club. But now there's not enough trumps in the dummy to enable the club suit to okay, ace of spades, he continued. Cecilia has followed 8-2 to encourage, 7-2, to encourage with queen 10. She might actually have hurled the queen under the king just to show the 10 and let partner know that she really wanted spades continued. Her actual sequence of carding is going to be difficult for Robson to read.
He plays a small club, giving
chose
his
to give partner a ruff. Declarer's clubs are all equal, so he can go up with the queen. The 10 dropped already. Okay, so we can continue trumps. Play another trump. And concede a club and a heart. Was that? So how many down altogether? 4? Looks like 4. 800. Okay, well, as I say, North-South can win that board by bidding a slam at the other table.
Okay, so that was 2 quite lively boards for East-West in the first 2 boards.
So it turns out that Dennis's youthful enthusiasm was totally intact, but perhaps his bidding on that hand should carry some kind of health warning for other young players. Let's see what the eternally young at heart Zia can conjure up with this balanced 8-count in third seat.
Board 2 of this set. This was an interesting auction at the other table. Do you think they can duplicate that and get to 5 diamonds?
I don't think Zia will open 2 diamonds somehow. 1 diamond more his style. Third position, love all, you've got to do something. You have to bid a suit that you want partner to lead, because partners these days are so bad that they never find good opening leads, so you have to give them all the help you can.
Since he opens 1 diamond, I mean, obviously he will never just leave me alone and let me bid my hand. I'll just get in with a double.
This takeout double by North. She has a very good hand, playable in 3 suits, so she double rather than overcalling a heart, and 3 clubs. They play, I believe, it looks like it from here anyway, as showing clubs and diamonds. It's called a fit jump. They're all the rage these days. Partner opens and the opponents compete. You jump in a new suit to say, hey, I got your suit, but I've also got this suit as well, if that's any help. Zia might have thought of passing it just to curb his partner's enthusiasm for doing any more bidding. But his club fit isn't great, and he's got the solid diamonds that he's proud of.
And it's nice to bid 3 hearts because at least it shows you have 5 hearts. Then again, I have to think, if I double here, maybe partner will respond 3 spades with 4 spades and 3 hearts. Will I pass that? It's quite likely partner has some length in the majors. We should find some fit. I think I'll double, and then if partner bids 3 spades, I'll bid 4 hearts to give him a choice between bidding 4 hearts and 4 spades.
Now Stamatov has a good hand. He passed over 3 clubs. His partner doubled again to show a really good hand, so he's justified in jumping to 4 spades. But Mickelson won't bid on over that, and they've missed a slam, which they needed to bid in order to beat the 800 in 5 diamonds double that we saw at the other table.
My partner starts thinking, and my heart starts sinking. Using all my powers of psychic maneuver, I try to tell him, please pass, please pass, please pass, but he doesn't listen or can't hear me.
East is thinking about doing something that is not really very disciplined. Having shown clubs and diamonds, he heard his partner bid 3 diamonds. Now he's thinking about doing something at the 5 level. If you're going to do that, do something at the 4 level. He could have bid over that second double by North to say, hey, I know I've shown some distribution, but I've got extra distribution. I've got 6 clubs and 4 diamonds, not like 4, 5 and an ordinary hand. He could have bid 4 clubs or 4 diamonds over the double. Now he's guessing whether to bid 5 clubs or 5 diamonds or 4 no trumps maybe over the pass, and he hasn't involved his partner in the decision-making process. Ooh. We don't like the look of this. 4 no trump does show this extra distribution. It's not Blackwood or anything like that. It just shows...
He's happy to play in either 5 clubs or 5 diamonds.
I'm like, wow. I mean, I have a lot of defense against whatever you're gonna play. 5 clubs. I have ace, king, 4th of clubs. Are you guys kidding me?
No hesitation from North to double. I think ace, king to 4 and a 20 count. Looks like enough.
Zio wondering whether to remove himself, but there's a rule in bridge. If you're going to have a disaster, let partner play it. This is going to be a disaster because although superficially the defenders can take in top tricks, 2 spades and a heart and 2 clubs, that's 5, which would be 500. The problem is that Declara just isn't going to have enough trumps. The defenders are going to lead majors and majors and majors, and Declara is going to ruff, and if he tries to draw trumps, he's going to run out of them. Okay, so the defenders cash a spade. They can switch to hearts or they can continue spade.
Spade, or heart. As long as they keep playing the majors, Declara will have to ruff with his long trumps and eventually lose control.
We have to just try to tap the Declara. In diamond ruffs, doesn't matter, I will get those anyway, my trump tricks. So I'm thinking maybe if partner has king and 1 of hearts, maybe it's better to play ace of hearts and a heart and then another spade instead of the other way around. Might be easier to tap the Declara in that way, because then I can play low hearts and Declara has to rough it, and maybe partner can overruff, whatever.
Yeah, ace of hearts, encouraging. So South played the 10, telling his partner that he likes hearts. And now Declara has to ruff. He'll try and draw some trumps.
Well, the good news, the 10 fell. The bad news...
It's probably a singleton.
The bad news is the 10 fell, if you like. We win that, we play another major suit. Declara can discard something on this if he feels like it, or he can ruff and play another trump. His hope is obviously that the trumps are 3-2 and not that 10 was some kind of confusing false card. He knows it's not really the case, but what can he do?
Hoping.
If he throws spades away, the defenders will just play spades. His main chance for getting out for not a huge penalty is that the clubs are somehow divided 3-2. So he may play a trump next when South shows out, the whole business will become clear. North will just win, play another major suit card, he can ruff, draw 1 trump, cash 1 diamond, and the North hand will be high.
Which would mean how many off?
Well, as I say, he's going to score 4 tricks in clubs and 1 trick in diamonds. That's 5 tricks. He could have made a 6th maybe by abandoning trumps earlier and playing on diamonds, but having not done, if he only gets those tricks, that's down 6. Yeah, he's taken 3 tricks. Marion's conceding him 2 more, so that's 5 for him and 8 for the defenders and 6 down and a penalty of 1,400.
So Zia's telepathic powers failed him there, and that score of plus 1,400 for Marion and Jerry as North-South, compared with the mere 800 at Table 1, means a victory for them, and they regain the 2 points they lost in the previous hand, as do Dennis and David as the higher scoring East-West pair. As a result, the relative positions on the leaderboard remain unchanged, with Marion and Jerry now on 18 points, Bertie and Zia on 16, Andrew and Cecilia on 12, and the dynamic duo of David and Dennis on 10. Before we finish up, here's a brief chat between Shazad and the intrepid Dennis.
Dennis, you're an international player from Denmark.
Yes.
And you've been very successful internationally, but you also have a bit of reputation for partying after the bridge. And I remember it was, I think, the Spring Fours a couple of years ago, you were playing with Giorgio, and I was told by one of my friends that there were bets about the number of doubles in the finals. Is this true, or is this just a rumour?
Well, we didn't get to the final, did we? I think we lost the
maybe semi-finals.
Yeah. Well, if it's true, the bets were behind my back.
Oh, okay.
If you know what I'm talking about. I wasn't part of any betting there. They might have done some betting. And it's probably true. But I wasn't in on it.
We don't have to tell Giorgio how late you're out before the semi-final.
No. Giorgio is kind of happy. Giorgio hates to play in the morning, you know. So he's happy if I'm out late, because then I can sleep in and he can sleep in, and that's the best thing that ever happened to him.
So you've had kind of a meteoric rise over the last few years. You're a superstar. Can you tell me about some of your big wins in recent history?
Yeah, well, it all started in, was it 2012, I think, or 13, when I won the Vanderbilt in the US, which is kind of one of the biggest tournaments, right? And I've won some Italian championships with my team, the Lavazza team. We've won a couple of tournaments in Australia. We've won the Champions Cup. We have recently had a lot of second places. So I think we're in some kind of a bad period where we tend to do quite well. We get to, well, sometimes the semi-final, sometimes the final, but we seem to lack the last bit of luck or...
Well, it's not the end of the world coming second, but
no.
We always want something more.
Yeah, so we came second in the last Open World Championships. We came second in the Ye Cup in China in the spring here. So, yeah, we need to change that.
Yeah. So you have quite a few partners and you get to play with lots of very good players. Do you have a partner that you like to play with more than anyone else?
Well, I mean, I have to say I love to play with Zia.
Yeah.
I mean, the legend of Brits, both as a person and as a player. I mean, how he is just so different from everybody else, basically. He's like one of a kind. So to get to play with him, I really enjoy. Now I started to play with Agustin Bardala as my regular partner, and he's kind of young like me. He's 33, I think. And we're getting along quite fine. I enjoy that, to play with him. So, I mean, those two are my favorite partners.
Okay. And
my mom. My mom, I love to play with my mom, I have to say that.
Well, as long as you're keeping your family happy.
Yes.
So speaking of your family, your father's involved a lot with Youth Bridge in Denmark. Can you tell me a bit about what he's doing there?
Yeah, he actually has done a great job. He, was it 3.5 years ago, he quit his job to go 100% into getting Brits into schools. So he wanted, like all the public schools in Denmark, or as many as he could, to have Brits in there. And it's not easy, because you come from nothing, right? Before there was basically no Brits in any school. So he had to convince the school to take Brits in, why it was good for the children, and he has done so. Now we have, well, more than 100 schools that has had Brits, and we have, about 40 schools this year who has Brits, like on a close to regular basis.
That's really impressive.
So it is very impressive.
I think in a few years' time we'll see Denmark winning everything.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a junior, we had between 20 and 40 junior players in Denmark. And after I stopped, it just dropped, so we were down to having almost no players. When we had a junior pairs championship, so it would be like 6 pairs or 8 pairs, which is nothing. So we needed it, and it's already we've seen a lot of results already. I mean, we had an under 16 team in the recent junior championships in Oslo. Yeah. They came second with some of the kids from the school system. So we already see the successes. We have school championships with, I mean, a lot of players.
Yeah, it must be thousands then if you've got.
Yeah, we don't have everybody there, but
sure.
We do have more than we used to. So it's a big success.
That's amazing. I think other countries could definitely learn something from that.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you still live in Denmark?
I live in Denmark, yes. I actually moved back to Denmark like 1 year ago.
Okay, where were you before then?
I was in Norway for a couple of years.
Do you find it difficult to do professional bridge on a day-to-day basis? Obviously, when you play tournaments around the world for Lavazza, it's fine, but is that enough to keep you going?
That's actually enough, yeah. I mean, whatever I play when I'm not playing with Lavazza is more of my own choice.
Okay.
So I can pick and choose.
So is that more
I like
for
to
fun?
play. Yeah.
Okay.
I like to play fun nice tournaments with nice people.
Is there any kind of fun tournament that you like more than the others? So not something like the World Championships or whatever.
I mean, the best tournament in the world is St. Moritz.
Okay.
St. Moritz is it's a ski resort in Switzerland, and it's in January. And the format is you ski, or for me, I snowboard. I love to snowboard. You snowboard all day, and at 4 o'clock you play bridge for some hours until dinner time, and then that's basically your day.
That
the next
perfect.
day it continues like that. I mean, I've only been there once last year, but I'm definitely gonna come again.
Okay, I tried to go this year, but it ended up not working out. So maybe we'll see each other next year.
Hopefully. Do you like to ski?
I actually learned to play bridge and ski at the same time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Good. It's a great combination.
Yes.
It's a fantastic place.
Okay, well, thank you very much for coming to speak to me today.
Well, you're welcome. Thanks for letting me.
Please, allow me to show you something.